Thanks.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm going live here on LinkedIn, and I see that we got some other stuff here. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here today on Remo. Appreciate you here. Thank you for joining us on LinkedIn. If you're joining us on LinkedIn this morning, go ahead and tell us where you're coming from. I apologize profusely for those people that got on Remo this morning, and it's at 8 a.m. Wrong. I set up wrong. You think with doing this over a year, I would have done it right, but no, I did not. Oh, and I see we got some new faces here on Remo. That's cool. Glad to see John there. So if you're on LinkedIn, go ahead and hit the, what's it saying? I'm not going live on LinkedIn. I'm going to try it again. There we go. Now we're live. Thanks. I thought we were live on LinkedIn, but we weren't until now. So if you're live on LinkedIn, go ahead and tell us where you're coming in from. Ask questions throughout the event. We're monitoring the chat there, so we're going to do that. Thank you, like I said, once again, everyone, the returning people that have been here to the roundtable and make it a great place. I apologize because I had it wrong this morning and wasn't here for the 7:30 networking. I had it set up for 8 a.m. And then as AJ was so kind to remind me, I had it reset. But let's get started today. Today is our March networking event. We were going to have Mark Scrimenti talk about jobs to be done theory, but Mark had a little COVID incident in his family with a child that I believe caught it, and we wanted to make sure to give him time to work through that. But he will be here next week doing the jobs to be done theory and how he actually used it in a e-commerce company to help understand more about their customers. I'm pretty excited about that, to be able to just learn, because if you haven't talked with Mark before, he was with a company from about 10 million in revenue all the way up to 150. So you got to think about the changes that he had to go through in that, and it's going to be interesting to see the different things about this.
He's got an interesting background too, because he's got web development, e-commerce. I mean, he's got a lot of good experience.
Yeah. And thanks, Bonnie, there on LinkedIn. I see you're here on Remo and on LinkedIn, so you're rocking it in both places. Thanks for being here. So again, without further ado, on our networking event, we like to have fun. And if we don't, we need to know how to get better and do that. So your suggestions?
We did isn't right if we're not having fun.
Yeah, it's not right if we're not having fun. Because those of you who've been around know that we like to have a little fun. And while we may not be the most polished, we do like to be prolific and have fun while we're doing it. So what we're going to start out with today is Andrew is taking care of some home repair emergencies. He actually is trying to do things from Wi-Fi on a hotspot, but it's not working. So we're going to go with that. We're going to fly solo without him today, or duo without him today, I guess, with Ira and I.
So we might go long because he won't tell us to shut it down.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, because he is the timekeeper. If you guys don't know that, he's in the background, and he's hitting the watch, going like that. He's messaging in the background. It's time to wrap it up, guys. So glad to see everyone's dropping their names in the chat. She says she can't hear Ira for some reason. I don't know. Can everybody else, if somebody's on Remo, can you guys hear Ira there?
I'll sing you a song. A very good song. I better quit singing if you can hear me.
All right. Well, we will work on this. If we got some technical details. Oh, too much. Shut Ira down. There you go.
Andrew's a critic. He's like, shut up.
Yeah, he's good. Unfortunately, yes. Oh, we had at least a barrage of our comments, and that's great because we know that.
On LinkedIn. Can anybody hear me on LinkedIn?
That might be where it's hard to hear, but we'll get that figured out. So thanks once again, everyone, for joining. Love this. I just gotta say, I'm so appreciative of being able to talk with you guys on a weekly basis, and love the way that people can float in and out. If their business is busy, hey, go take care of that. We love that. When you get a chance, come back and stop by, and you're going to see some familiar faces, get to build some better relationships, and maybe even do some business.
Yeah, that's what we really want, right? We want to foster relationships that help win-win. Michael Connor talks about it all the time. I talk about it all the time. It's, it helps you. It helps me. That's a win. Let's do it.
Yeah. If we can do nothing more than encourage each other in this group, I think we've accomplished our goal. But if we can have fun and we can actually build some business out of it, then I think it's stellar. And I'm so appreciative to see everyone here when you can be and joining with us, and the new faces too, because I think as we bring new faces in, they will. Maybe some of them will see the magic that some of us do see in this and the fun we have. So I'm just so appreciative of that, and I'm glad you're here today. So what we're going to do on our networking event is, like we do, we're going to bring some people up. You're going to get to do your introduction, give us your so-called elevator speech pitch, because I don't like that thing, but we're going to do that. And then the question of the day. And this one is something that hits me often. Do you feel older or younger than your age, and why? So, do you feel older or younger than your age, and why? So, without further ado, are you going to bring people up, or do you want me to start doing it?
Oh, I can bring them up.
There you go. Let's start rolling through. We got a good group of people here. All right,
we're going to start with AJ. Oh, no, AJ just popped off. So we're going to start with Andrew.
All right.
And then we're going to bring up Brad as well. So
well, Andrew's coming on. I just got to say, I was lucky enough to interview Andrew this week about the future of sales powered by AI. And if you haven't heard him talk about this, schedule a time to talk to him about it, because this is pretty cool. Or just catch the LinkedIn that we did, because he's working on some really cool stuff. So I just had to say that, Andrew. Go ahead. Welcome. Introduce yourself, man.
Can I give my escalator speech instead of an elevator? Is that
there? You go. That's better. That's what I'm going to start using. The escalator speech.
Graphic. You have an escalator graphic, Debbie?
Yeah.
I don't have one, but now I need to go find one.
Something to work on.
I'll use the elevator.
There you go. He's getting his elevator pitch.
Going up the escalator.
Yeah. Maybe I'll use my hoist speech. That'll get me up there. Yeah, I mean, Fangled, we're a strategy first marketing company. So I help companies that are stuck and don't recognize who their customer is, recognize it, learn from it, understand their pains and needs, and how they can differentiate as a company to best all alternative solutions for that customer, and convert every one of their touches into a voracious lead for their brand, a voracious advocate for the brand. I'm sorry, yes. Tongue-tied. And
he'll make you look cool in the process too.
Yeah, when we'll have some fun, we'll blow stuff up. Yeah, especially myths and legends to keep people from growing their business.
Yeah.
So, and the question was, do I feel older or younger?
And why?
Yes.
Both. Depends. Depends on the audience. But usually, I'm certainly much younger than my years in the way I like to have fun in life. Most of my friends are already looking for when they get their sugar-free Jell-O when the nurse brings it in. So,
well, that's good. So you feel both. So let's hear about this a little bit. What makes you feel younger than your age?
Because I still like to really enjoy most everything I do like a kid, and I want to have fun and learn, always learning. And so many folks my age and older have sort of gotten to that point where they think they've already learned everything.
Yeah.
If I'm participating in things that don't make me smarter and better, I don't want to do them anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be involved in constantly learning and figuring things out and experiencing new things. Nice. And I think that's what keeps me young.
Nice. Awesome. Well, great to have you here today, Andrew. And for those of you on LinkedIn, I just did reset the audio sharing, so hopefully that's improved it there. And you're asking the questions there, so good. Well, Brad, awesome to see you today. Tell us a little bit about how you're helping people, and then answer the infamous question of the day.
All right. So I feel like my job is to understand my clients well enough that I can shorten the distance from where they're at to where they want to go. And if I can't reduce the time by half, in other words, I think it's going to take me, 4 years to get there. Good, let's do it in 2. So that's my goal with my clients, and always take that outside edge they feel like they can accomplish and just add a 0 to it, and we're good.
Okay.
So that's my goal. Listen deeper, know better, give feedback and open my mouth. Why do I feel younger than I am? I think I just took like 20 years out of my life, and it's like I feel like I'm minimum of 50. I'm actually in better shape right now than I was when I was when I was 18 in high school. So
yeah, that's awesome, because I hear you there, because I'm getting that way myself, and I think that is really something to think about as we age, is your body becomes much more important, the health of your body as you get older.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that right now.
It really does.
I treat it like a lab experiment. The things I put in depend on what I get to experience and what comes out. Right. So, the skin, all the other stuff, all the energy.
Well, we don't do any of those volcano experiments, right?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately for me, when I was young, I didn't know what sunscreen was. So I think I'm going to be dealing with that. But it's great to hear, Brad. And it's awesome to have you here today. Love your input and your experience, and how you help companies, add a 0 to their revenue is pretty crazy, really. So good stuff.
Thanks.
AJ, awesome to have you here today. And I think we probably have the LinkedIn stuff fixed, because this is a new computer I'm using. So it's, I think the output video, the audio was going to the wrong place. So you probably can hear us now on LinkedIn, and we'll keep going. AJ, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then you can answer the question of the day.
Hey guys, this is AJ. I'm from India. So I'm into the staffing industry. I work as a business development manager and IT recruiter as well. So where I help my clients to find the right people for the work for they're looking for. So I just deal mostly into the IT sector, like developers, admins, DevOps, and all this kind of stuff. So if you have trouble in finding people, so I'm the person to reach out.
Yeah. So do you feel older or younger than your age, AJ?
It's a kind of a mix. So in few instances, I just feel older. So in few instances, I just feel younger. So when I'm just, when I'm just being with my parents, I just feel that still I'm as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I'm just, when I'm just roaming with my friends, so I just feel that I'm just getting older. So, and particularly when my birthday comes up, I just say, hey, I'm just being 34. So I'm just getting older.
Good stuff. Well, I'll tell you the interesting thing, since it just happened this way, and Kurt, you're on the screen the same time as AJ is. AJ used to work in manufacturing. He's got a mechanical engineering degree, and most of his IT sourcing he does are for manufacturers. So I thought that was interesting. My little screw up this morning about not getting the times right on the event allowed me to talk to AJ for a few more minutes and learn a bit more about him, and how he, when he's doing the recruiting, he really goes into the deep details of someone's experience and ensures that candidate has the actual experience that they're talking about and hasn't, stretched the truth a bit, is what I'll say. So it was awesome. Thanks for being here, AJ. We're going to get Kurt Anderson, the e-commerce evangelist for manufacturers. Great to have you here today, man.
So AJ, great to see you. Man, John, a new guy in our group. He's an awesome dude. We have a chat scheduled tomorrow. He's been to our Friday webinar. So nice. Guys, Kurt Anderson, Ira, love you, brother. How are you? Damon, love you. I have a quick little Clubhouse thing. So if you guys haven't been on Clubhouse yet, so I jump on, my friend Damon got me on Clubhouse, and so I've been actually kind of enjoying it. It's pretty interesting. So I have a teenage daughter who keeps me young and love of my life, and she's an ice skater. So for those of you who've ever had kids that are ice sports, you live at the hockey rink or ice rink. Yep. So when I sit at the ice rink all the time, I listen to podcasts. So yesterday I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen to Clubhouse, and I jump on. I'm like, hey, Damon's in a room. And so I jump in this room for a Clubhouse chat. and it's a bunch of women. There's like 20 women on the stage, and they're celebrating International Women's Day. And this woman's going in this huge introduction that she's going to introduce this person that just came on stage, and she's going on, and she goes, and it's my dear friend Damon Pastuca, and all of a sudden 20 women come off of mute and they're screaming at the top of their lungs for Damon. And I'm like, I'm new to Clubhouse, but I have never seen something like that. Damon, dude, you are a celebrity, man.
No, she's just a nice lady, and
he's so modest. So I text Damon. I'm like, Damon, I go, dude, you're a celebrity. I go, you're a celebrity with the ladies. He goes, those words have never put together in one sentence ever.
Yeah, they've never been put together. I can guarantee that. But that was Tina D. Lewis, and she is quite a host on Clubhouse, and it is interesting seeing how that platform is evolving. And it really is.
But the thing is, in all seriousness, I'm kind of kidding. But so I jump on, and right when I jumped on is when it happened. But you know what? In all seriousness, it's just a testament of like, you are such a relentless networker. You're such a go-giver. Your Thursday meetings for the past year. So many of us have created great friendships because of what you've done. We're doing business together because of what you've done, and now you're bringing that energy to Clubhouse. So my hat's off to you. I'm just teasing you, but I was like, man, way to go, dude. So it was really nice to see people celebrating you yesterday. So
yeah, I'm laughing at what Andrew Deutsch just put in there. That's so great. Well, thanks, Kurt. Great to have you here, and we will be hosting another wonderful guest tomorrow on the Manufacturing E-commerce Success Series tomorrow, and we've got another roundtable attendee. Dan Bigger is going to be talking about his USA Manufacturing Hour Twitter chat group and that thing. And if you haven't checked that out, if you're not in manufacturing and not getting on at least on Twitter and talking to those people on there, it's an awesome group there as well. So
yeah, thanks, guys.
Oh, so Bonnie says she doesn't have access to Clubhouse, but I think it's because you're on Android, right, Bonnie? I see that on LinkedIn. But if you have an Apple, just let me know. I can get you an invite.
We got plenty of invites we can send.
Yeah.
If you have an iPhone, want to be on Clubhouse, let us know.
Jacob Warren, awesome to see you. The man with the beard. I mean, there are very few that equal a beard like that.
We're supposed to be having a contest between you and Andrew, but maybe you win.
Yeah, I think you win for the Grizzly Adams beard. That's for sure. So,
I like how consistent it is. It's not like some of them you see them and they're missing chunks of something.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know about that.
Yep.
But,
yeah.
So, Jacob, tell us about how you help people, and then we can answer the question of the day.
Yeah, well, thank you for that introduction as well, and for the wonderful beard. I don't know. I think I should start an Instagram. Yeah, I think I should start its own Instagram, the Jacob beard, and then just keep picturing it. But yeah, no, I essentially I help people with technology, and how that transpires is whether it's Office 365, cybersecurity, or the complete IT environment. Manage, support, and help you develop the best strategy moving forward with it.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the chat here. Andrew is cracking me up today. He's on rolls, man.
Yeah, no, I just saw. Yeah, no, the zip code is 42. The answer to everything for you nerds out there. But that's the zip code for the beard. But yeah, and so for the do I feel younger than, or do I feel younger than my age,
or older than, and why?
Ooh. Well, so let's see. I'm 37, and Mark Zuckerberg is way ahead of me at this age, so I think I'm behind on that one. But no, not comparing it to that. But seriously, I think I feel roughly my age, give or take 20 years. That's the delta of protection with it. Some things I'm very immature with, and other things I've been told I'm ahead of my years. But mostly the immature things, I think, according to my wife, I'm definitely younger than my age. Most of the kids, I'm definitely older than my age.
Yeah.
So I think that about sums it up.
I think anyone that has kids you're older than they think than your age with them. That's what it is. But that's
yeah,
cool.
I think it's been compared to dirt or something
Yeah,
like that, you know, a couple times.
Oh, awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Jacob. Glad to see you. Always happy to have you around. It's great. And having you and the beard. So,
Oh yeah.
awesome to see you here today, Jill. So happy you could join us. You're on mute right now. Let's get you off mute. Unmute. Oh, you might have to get out and get back in again, Jill, and then we'll bring you up on stage again. All right, cool. She can hear us. That's good. Hey, John,
Hey,
great to have you here today, man. We have never met on video before, so this is awesome.
No, this is awesome. This is
John, tell us about what you do, man, and then you can get on the rapid fire question of the day. And you actually got in on a pretty easy question because some of our questions are like, oh, you really don't want to have to answer. This one's a good one. So tell us about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate the time. This is fantastic. Kurt and Dan Bigger have been instrumental in getting me involved in, things that you guys are doing and the weekly events, the Twitter chat. I can't wait for the chat later today. So I'm the director of marketing for Uptessa, and I am just on a path to get this company out of stealth mode. We are helping manufacturers optimize their production plans and schedules, and I am looking to get in front of as many manufacturers as I possibly can to tell the company story, showcase our software, and just get the word out. I'm a marketing team of one, and I've been leveraging my CEO as the individual to kind of be the focal point of the company. But at some point, within the last 6 months, I said, you know what? I was going to throw the company on my back as well. So I've been very active on LinkedIn, Twitter. I think I've hosted more Twitter chats in the last 6 months than I have in the 16 years I'm on Twitter. so it's fantastic that way. And going to the easy question, I think, like Jacob said, I just celebrated my 16th anniversary of being 21. So that's fantastic for me. And my kids keep me young. But then the next morning when I wake up, I feel 30 years older.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad's going to run, or I'm going to go play tag, or I'm going to do this, we're going to slam dunk. And then the next day it's like, I can't get out of bed.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of it. And that's what kids are good for, is to keep us young in that way. And then also help us realize how old we really can be.
Yeah. And later this month we got, we're starting t-ball and we're starting baseball. Then my other one wants to do hockey. So I figured I'll be living at ball fields and ice rinks for over the next probably 6 months. So that's going to be interesting as well. So thank you for having me. This is going to be fantastic.
Awesome, John. Great to have you here, and look forward to learn more about you and the company that you work with.
Sounds good.
Jill, you're back. We got you. We can hear you now. So awesome to see you again today, Jill. Jill comes to us from the Portland, Oregon area, and tell us a little bit about what you're helping people do, Jill.
So I love having the opportunity to help people with strategies of bringing out the best in their staff. So I love working with the small businesses or smaller businesses, and just helping them. I find so often that they're doing great work and they have great goals, and they haven't figured out how to activate their staff, how to activate their team to really be a part of the success. And so I love to provide those strategies for companies to do that. And as far as the question goes, I definitely feel younger than my age. I love how old I am. I'm in my 50s, and it is a great time. And my husband and I were watching a documentary the other day on Walt Disney. Walt Disney, and I posted about this on LinkedIn. He was 52 years old when he first pitched the idea of Disneyland. Ground hadn't even been broken. The land hadn't even been purchased, but he had the vision for it. And he was 52 years old when he started that. And he was flat broke. Like he was bankrupt. He was in deep bandini. And so I'm like, you know what? If he can do what he did starting at 52, then I'm doing great, So
Awesome. Awesome. That's a great example. That's such a great example. And I forget about that. I'm glad you reminded me, because it's something that, you know, we all feel this pressure when we look at, like Jacob talked about with Mark Zuckerberg, or these young people that have been able to do these, and, you know, make these incredible businesses. But it happens at all ages.
It does. Yep.
It happens at all ages. Awesome, Jill. So great to have you.
Good
Thanks for showing up and letting us know more about yourself.
Yeah.
So, Josh Curcio, great to see you today.
Likewise,
awesome, my friend. Tell us a little bit about who you help and how you're helping them.
Yep. So I'm COO and partner at Protocol 80. We work with manufacturing companies. Typically, they're going to be contract manufacturers, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers. And we help them with their inbound marketing efforts, create content for them, blog posts, ebooks, white papers, all that fun stuff. It's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys do it well. And we've seen you and other people talk, and Holly talk about some of the work you do and the HubSpot stuff that you guys do. And it's really remarkable. And I know the manufacturing community appreciates the kind of things that you do. And I also have to say that I have been following you on Untapped now, and I hope that I'm not over, because I've just started using it, if you can't tell, because my wife and I like to go out and visit breweries if it's nice days here in Seattle, and I started posting a lot of that. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's great. Make sure you just leave the score, leave a good review, so that when I come and I look at it, I'm like, well, Damon liked this. Here's why I should probably try to get this.
Yeah,
and drink it and try it as well.
Well, I tell you what, this last weekend, I just have to diverge for a second. We went to a brewery here in Woodinville. It's a little ways from our house, and had some samplers, but they had a whole German beer theme. And I got to say, I liked that a lot. It was tasty. They were tasty. So good stuff. Well, great to have you here, Josh. Oh, I can't leave without you answering the question.
Yeah. So I am 38, and I guess I would say hands down, I feel younger than I am. You know, I have 2 children that are 13 and 12. I'm fairly young to have children that age, and I'm looking forward to the day where I can retire and they're still young and we can be friends and hang out. Our business is successful for our age, and I'm as Brad said, I'm in much better shape than I was when I was 18. So I feel younger pretty much all the time, except I play a lot of pickup basketball. Sometimes you get some of those younger kids that have just stopped playing high school ball, and then I feel old. But
yeah, I can relate to that one. Well, awesome to have you here, Josh. Thanks so much. Thanks for your participation and just being around.
Thank you.
Being awesome. Kevin, great to see you today, coming from the lovely Park City, Utah. We have a sunny and snowy day there today, or what's your weather like?
I got 3 inches of fresh powder out my window, but I'm hanging out with you folks as opposed to going skiing.
Well, I feel good about that. Then I feel blessed that we're able to see you. So tell us how you're helping people, Kevin.
So I'm a direct-to-consumer marketer. I've owned several different D2C brands, done omni-channel type stuff. But I also own a few different types of agencies that service Amazon brands, Facebook advertisers, etc. But 99% of my focus right now is helping brands better understand and retain their data in terms of changes with attribution models within platform advertising. Mainly involving Apple privacy initiatives that are all marching our way.
Yeah.
And standing up a SaaS that should help large advertisers, $1 million a month type advertisers, deal with some of these changes a lot better than they are now. Older, younger, I will probably always feel younger than I am. I think Brad said it at the very top that it's a lifelong learning process, and I don't think I'm ever going to get to the point where I'm not always trying to learn and feeling like there's something else to learn that's just around the corner. I'm feeling a little creaky though. Like I gotta say that the good living here in Park City and all the mountain biking and skiing is taking its toll on my joints. So that makes me feel old.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That I think a lot of us can relate to that. The mind is young, but the body just doesn't want to cooperate. Oh, great having you here today, Kevin. And it's super interesting the work you're doing, because the changes, with Google announcing they're not going to use cookies and the Apple privacy stuff, this internet's a changing game, and it's going to change quickly. Good stuff. Thanks for being here. Michael Gutulewski, how are you today?
Good morning, Damon. I am fantastic. It's going to be a beautiful day in Westchester, 70 degrees. Can't wait.
No kidding?
Yeah. Great
Awesome.
day for smoking cigars, man.
There you go. There you go.
So I'm the founder of Achievement Unlimited, and we work with small to mid-sized clients to really help them stay focused. And we do that by helping them grow their leaders and their managers, create plans of actions, getting the right people on the bus in the right seat to really accelerate growth. Keep everyone just laser beam focused on what is most important, what really matters most right now, and get off of that insanity loop, get out of that firefighting crisis mode, and build an organization that you really want to have.
Yeah. If you've been in a business that's been caught in the insanity loop, it's nice to get out of it. That's for sure.
Yes, it is. So, do I feel older or younger? My body definitely is feeling a little bit older, but every day I wake up excited to learn new stuff. I'm always, I probably spend more on personal and professional development in 1 year than most people spend in their lifetime. I love it. I get excited. I'd rather go to watch a TED Talk or go see a great workshop than do a lot of other, than go drinking or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with drinking, but I just get excited about that. I'm curious. And even with my clients, I'm curious about like how everybody makes and does things that they sell and they make money. It's just fascinating. It's fascinating how many different ways that people do that. So that my spiritual life is rock and roll. I'm in a great meditation and centering prayers mode right now. So I'm good to go.
Awesome, Michael. That's incredible. Thanks so much for sharing. And it I think is inspiring, quite honestly. Thank you. Great.
Thanks, Damon.
Awesome having you today, Michael. Troy, coming to us from sunny Seattle, or the area called Seattle.
Yes.
We are enjoying some nice weather this week. So are you going to get out and enjoy it?
It's been great. Nice to see you and Ira and everyone else. Let's see, elevator pitch. I make money meaningful. I advise wealthy individuals and families. And one of the biggest reasons that clients hire us is for our advice and our assistance to help guide them through complex issues that come with having significant amounts of wealth. And so we're a fiduciary. We're a lot different than other firms because essentially we actually are money managers in our business, and we leverage our world-renowned research capability and design, build, and manage our own investments from that. And so that's kind of how I would describe us. I hang my hat here in the Seattle office, as Damon knows, and I focus my practice on working with business owners all the way from startup through growth, maturity, and exit and beyond. And so if you know anyone who wants to sell their business, talk to Damon. And if you know anyone who's thinking about it, talk to me, and we can help do a lot of planning up front around that. Let's see.
Country there for sure.
You know what? I've always said that I felt younger than my age. Although this last year with COVID, I think I put on the COVID-10. And so that's been a little bit tough for me. But I definitely still feel younger than my age. And I'm looking forward to having the society open up a little bit more and hopefully get a little bit more back to normal. And so I can start feeling much younger again. But that's me.
Great. And that is, and you said one thing, Troy, I just want to highlight with people that, and most places that are financial advisors don't actually manage the money, or a lot of places don't manage the money. They get the money and they pass it off to somebody else that's wholesale managing money, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's one of the differences I think about Bernstein in the way that you guys do it. That is something to think about. So awesome having here today. Great to be see you again.
You too.
All right. Well, are we down to the end, Ira? We got more people.
Yeah, that's it. It's
awesome.
I missed anybody, let me know, but I think I got everybody.
All right. If we didn't get someone in there, I realized too, we forgot to ask Kurt Anderson, I think, about the age question, but he can get into the chat there if he needs to answer that one.
Bring him back up real quick.
Yeah, let's bring him back up real quick. That would be funny. I want to, not funny, but I want to hear his answer. I'm using the wrong words.
Well, man, I can't top Michael. Michael, that was very inspiring. John, guys, Troy, great to see everybody. Jill just moved into a new house. So congratulations to Jill, Kevin, everybody on the group. So I'm 52. And you know what? I heard a great line this week. I'm 52. I've never heard this line. A guy was talking about how he just bought this new piece of property and it's for his family, his kids, and he's like 40. And I'm like, and I look at him, I go, good for you, dude, that you're doing it now. So many people wait for tomorrow or that day that never comes. Right. And this guy's very soft-spoken. He's a school teacher. He's built like a rock. And he looks at me, he goes, you know what? Tomorrow's not a day of the week. And I go, dude, and my father was standing with me. My dad goes, I'm 77. I've never heard that line. So you know what? Just trying to come into life with a total sense of urgency. And I find everybody on here working with Ira, Damon, all you guys just so inspiring. And just, regardless of what our calendar says or what our lifespan is, like Brad says, just having that deep curiosity and just giving it all you got. So that's my story, man. So thanks, guys.
Awesome.
The philosopher Garth Brooks said, what if tomorrow never comes? So
yeah, there you go. The philosopher Garth Brooks.
There it is.
Tomorrow is not a day of the week. That's great. Kurt, thanks so much for answering that. So Ira, tell us about yourself, and you get to answer the question too.
All right. So first and foremost, I am very excited to be a part of the Exit Your Way team. I'm handling business down here in the LA area. I also am the owner of Bowman Digital Media, as you can kind of see behind me. And what do? We help, like John. I'm excited to talk about John because John, I work with people like you a lot. One-person marketing teams can't do everything. It's impossible. I help, do some of the stuff that you don't like to do. What does that help with? Building your audience. That's what it's all about. So people are on social media. You want to get them to your website, and then you want to get them to fill out that contact form or hit that order button. That's what we do at Bowman Digital Media. And we have a variety of tools and tricks that we implement to do that. As far as how old I feel, I think we have to segment this a little bit because in energy and stuff, I feel young. I've always felt younger, like I had more energy than most people. And I have a pretty good work ethic. So in that way, I still feel young. I don't feel old or tired yet. I love to do what I do. So I do it. I go hard. Where I feel older, at first, I think it was with the kids. I think you guys kind of hit on something. So I have two kids that are in college, right? And I graduated college when I was 37. Okay. So in 2013, I got my bachelor's degree finally, and I graduated online. For those of you who don't know my story, it took me 19 years from the moment I graduated high school to the moment I graduated college. It was a 19-year gap. So I'm really that smart. But I've always felt younger for that with my energy. But I felt old when it came to the way I manage problems, the way I handle things, how I am with my finances. People would come to me for big time serious life advice. I was in ministry, so I had some of that experience. So older in the mental aspects, younger in the work area. Hopefully that's not a cop out, but that's how I feel. And my body, Josh, I don't play pickup basketball anymore. So if you could still play pickup basketball at 38, I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. And I can
still knock down the corner three. Just don't make me run to the other end of the floor, and certainly don't put a whippersnapper on defense guarding me.
Yeah.
How about you, Damon?
Good stuff. Well, me, most of you know, Damon Pistolka, founded Exit Your Way with Andrew Cross. It's been a while ago now. But what we do is we help business owners prepare, grow their business so it's making more money today. And then when they're ready, we help them sell or succeed their business so they can move on to whatever is next for them. We primarily are doing it with companies that are doing something tangible, manufacturing, e-commerce, construction related services. We love what we do. We have a ball. We have some great clients and just get to help them realize their dreams and make a better life for themselves. And that's really what we enjoy about it. And just I just can't say how blessed I feel to be able to help people do this. And then we get to do things like this where just to reach out and be able to allow people an opportunity to build relationships. And I'd love to see how people are doing that with this format and others, and just the wonderful people that we get to work with. It's just a pleasure.
I don't think most people realize how many people are involved in Exit Your Way. We have like 30 some odd people.
Yeah, we in one way, shape, or form. I mean, we're working with a lot of different people. We're because it takes a lot of resources to help a wide variety of people. It certainly does, and we just are so appreciative that we can do this. And do I feel older than younger than my age?
I want to ask you after you're out for your run. Okay, so
yeah.
After pre-run, you're feeling pretty good. But let's talk to you after you.
Well, unfortunately, in my mind, I'm accused of being 12, which I love. And I think, and as Michael and Brad and Kurt and just a lot of people said, I am curious as heck. I mean, I'm still, as Andrew Deutsch pointed out, I've got my tablet here that's going to start to control my video someday, maybe, so that I can be, like a junior Andrew Deutsch and does some of the video stuff, but just to make more.
Drop the bomb on us? Yeah,
drop the bomb on us. Nothing like he can, but I'm just hoping to be able to up my video game a little bit. But that curiosity has always kept me young, because I as you know, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know, and you realize that I've got this much time and I need to learn a lot more because I want to learn a lot more.
Yeah. But I took Andrew's course. Now, I make videos for a living, right? I mean, people pay me to make videos. That's what I mean by that. I took his course. I'm going to tell you, if you guys have not taken that course, you really should check it out. I learned a lot. I use the base program of that every week at church to run the screens at the church and put it on social media. So just like to your point, there's always something more to learn. And I think that does help keep us younger. And I work with you almost every day. I mean, we work together on Exit Your Way team. So like, you're super sharp. I don't know if people, if they haven't had a conversation with you one-on-one, like they should, because you might surprise them, because you come off as sometimes shucks guy. You know what I mean? South Dakota boy, likes to drink beer and kick back. But you're deeper than you look sometimes. I'm just saying.
Well, it's thank you, but I don't know about all that. But when you look at how does my body feel? My body definitely feels older, and it will. But I think as we all know that keeping young with our mind is where it's at, and staying healthy. And I've been fortunate in the last year not to get the COVID 10 or the COVID 20. I've been the COVID minus, so I'm pretty happy about that.
COVID 50. I don't want to talk about
I saw that COVID 50, and I know it's been tough on a lot of people, but
I think Brad Smith had it right. Treat your body like a chemistry experiment, and base what you put in, based on what comes out. You'd probably be all right.
No doubt. He's actually right, and actually Brad doesn't know, but he's one of the people that inspired me to get started on an exercise journey, because he and I had talked about it, and how he is in better shape now than he was 20, 30 years ago. And if I can say anything to anybody, as you age, it's more and more important to do that, and because it just is. You'll get another one. And I'm an example of what you don't want to do when you're younger. So
we were talking on Clubhouse yesterday about time management, right? And time is really the most important resource, I think, because you can't get more of it. It just is, and when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yep.
body is a close second for the same
Yeah.
reason. Get one.
Yeah.
You can exchange some of the parts, but you can't exchange the whole.
Yeah. Good point. Well, it's awesome to have everyone here. Thanks again for joining us. And we got a few minutes here at the end, like we always do in our networking events. And what I wanted to talk about today, which I think is coming up more and more as I see this, and as for our company, for everyone's company, they're talking about CRMs. And I know we've got some people on here. If Josh is still on, I hope so. And I know some other people on here using CRMs. And a couple of things that I was really wondering, are you using a CRM? And if you are, just drop in the chat, yes, I'm using it. And then what do you think the biggest benefit is giving you? Because that's really something. And I'm talking about, are you, and then maybe even if you're doing a subscription service or not, or whatever you're doing, but that's the first thing I'd like to understand is how if people are using it. Oh, that's good. Andrew Deutsch. I see the chats are rocking. So that's good. And
if you're watching on LinkedIn, this is one of the reasons why you should join us on Remo, because you don't see everything that's happening in the chat. And when we end LinkedIn Live, we're still going to be here networking at the table. So
yeah.
I put that link on LinkedIn, guys. If you're watching on LinkedIn, there's a few of them watching. Go ahead and hop over if you can, because we're gonna about to shut down the LinkedIn Live part.
Yeah. We shut down the LinkedIn Live at the top of the hour. But so now one of the things that I see and I see in business is the reluctance in, especially some old school and success. And I don't mean old school and well-established businesses and well-established businesses don't understand the need for a CRM, and some new businesses, and we don't implement them right. And I know that Josh on here and those guys have got HubSpot Pro and they're dialed in, and that's cool as heck. But what do you think that these CRMs have helped you with so much? Because I see
we're talking about this for a whole hour if you really want me to.
Well, I think we talked for a couple of minutes, but if there's people that want to chime in on this, go ahead and raise your hand on Remo here, and let's bring it up and talk, because I want, if we can, to uncover the one or two reasons why we should why we should consider a CRM or changing our CRM, and what are the one or two things where's the place to start? And I know HubSpot's got a free place, and I'm not trying to, what platform you use is what platform you use, but what are the two or three things that we should try to be doing with it? Like if I'm putting a CRM, it should do this first.
Yeah. So CRMs, the biggest thing with CRMs is that it's going to help open up, depending on the size of the organization, right? So as a one-man band at Bowman Digital Media, I use it differently than I use it in an enterprise organization. But typically, CRMs are going to help increase communication across the board. So if you have an owner who doesn't have time to interview all their sales staff and their marketing team, because usually there's the two sides that are putting the data in. So the inputs are usually from the sales team and from the marketing team, right? But what that's going to do is it's going to allow communication across the board. Also, for your sales and your marketing team, it's going to help people not slip through the cracks. Then it's automating the message delivery if you choose to. You don't have to do that, but it is one of the advantages. So, for example, you have drip campaigns.
Yeah.
Via email, via phone call, whatever. Also, you can start to record for sales. This is one of the main ways as an individual contributor, if you're just like a sales rep. Right? You can start to put in notes about the prospects. So before you go in to visit with them, let's say you haven't seen them in 3 months or 6 months, you may not remember everything about them. Like, hey, don't bring up this with this guy because he's sensitive about that. Or make sure you don't show up late because he's former military. And if you're 3 minutes early, you're late, right? So you can put things like their birthdays and generic stuff too, but you might want to put where they went to school. I mean, there's so many different things, but the biggest thing across the board is communication. If you had to just narrow it down to one singular description, that's what I would say.
Yeah. So John, you had your hand up, and thanks for that, because and I know Joe, we're going to bring Josh up too, because I was going to bring you up anyway, Josh, but and I know we could dedicate a whole hour to this, and we probably will in the near future, because I think that, if there's one thing that I'm seeing that and you guys can weigh in or not, is that this is getting not just nice to, but it's must have.
Yeah, and CRM stands for contact record management. For those of you who are not familiar with these programs, I mean that's what they were designed to do, to help you manage each individual contact. When you have so many that you can't keep them straight in your own head.
Yeah. So John, you had something to say. What were your comments?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I would absolutely love to have a further conversation. We could dedicate a whole day to this kind of stuff. But so in my experience using CRMs, I am a Salesforce admin, have used Salesforce, implemented Salesforce, also HubSpot, things like that. I think the one thing I wanted to say was a lot of people are utilizing like spreadsheets or email to do these kinds of things. I think don't go with a larger tool and spend all this money. I think going to like HubSpot and leveraging the free tool just to kind of get yourself into it, and then you can see the power of it. And I put in the chat, accountability, right? So when you're dealing with larger sales teams, we always had to go up, right? So you always had to report up. So it was always a way to ensure there'd be accountability, because if it wasn't in the CRM, say, it wasn't true, right? So if you're going to go to a meeting, or if you're going to take notes, you're going to recap a meeting, it had to be in the CRM. This way, everyone knew what was going on. Right. This way, everyone could pick up where you left off, and you could pick up where you left off. And it was in the CRM, so it never went away, right? It was always there as a record. So I think that's it. So my advice would be take a step with, I would say, HubSpot. They have a free one. There's plenty of resources out there related to. I know, Josh, you probably can, speak to it even further. But that would be my recommendation is give it a shot.
I don't know how many sales managers there are in the room. I used to be the Salesforce admin for a print company. I was the director of sales, but I was also the Salesforce admin. If you, as your sales team, did not put your opportunity in Salesforce, when the sale came in, you didn't get commission on it.
Yep, absolutely.
That's a good thing.
So Josh, that's so that we could do our pipelines correctly, right?
Yeah.
How do you order? So, for example, how does your operations team know how much inventory to bring in ahead of time, so that you don't get caught with your pants down when the orders come in? This is what I mean by communication. The whole organization benefits. The inputs come from the marketing and the sales team, but every department, including accounting, including customer service, they all access the data if they're smart, because all the information's then in there. So you have to make sure, to John's point, you have to make sure the information is being inputted properly. And so there has to be a measurable procedure for that, and somebody monitoring that. That's usually the sales manager, and then ultimately the director of sales is the one that making sure the inputs are correct.
Yeah, you make a good point. So Josh, and we're like usual, we're running out of time, but I want to hear your thoughts, because A, I want to hear your thoughts, and B, you'll probably be involved in a follow-up.
I'd love to. I can talk CRM all day, and I know,
and I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just, it is a must-have now, I think, and really to figure out, as John said, HubSpot, I think, has a good free plan to start with and get some things going. But what are the real, the initial benefits that if you just get it in there and get a couple things set up that people are going to see from the CRMs once they use them?
Yeah, so I agree 100% with John. Like, you can start with those free tools, or even the starter tools, which are very, very cost effective, and make sure that you're tracking your pipeline, all of your contacts, your activities, basically allowing you to get time back in your day to sell more. It's funny, like a manufacturer will go out and spend $250,000, $500,000 on a machine easily, because they can see the return on that, right?
Yeah.
But something like HubSpot, even the paid tools where you gain all this efficiency, and let's say you invest $10,000 for the year, one customer will pay for that. And it's easy to get that additional customer because you have more efficient sales team, you have better reporting. It's just, there's so many reasons to do it. It's funny how many people at the end of 2019, early 2020 that were dragging their feet, thinking about this. Once March hit last year, there was an influx of people that were like, all right, now we need to do it. Like you said, Damon, it's a necessity. And we're still seeing that trend. I think a lot of people thought this is going to last, like myself, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. Now they're like, oh, gosh, are we ever going back to the office? We need a CRM. So,
yeah.
Well, CRM's not only for, for now, but like at Tom's Printworks, Tom's Paper Graphics, that's where I was doing the Salesforce administration work. We had 40 locations. There's no way the CEO or the person in charge, our COO, was going to be able to go and talk to every rep in every city and be on top of every order so that they could have the materials in or whatever. You just look, it's not just because we're working at our houses. If you have a team more than one person, you probably have communication gaps. Oh, I didn't know you were talking to them about that. Well, guess what? If one of you representatives of your company has promised a customer something and your company doesn't fulfill it, they're not going to get mad just at that one person. They're going to get mad at your whole company. It's it's a lot more than just about the order. It's keeping everything. That's like the heartbeat of your company, the CRM. Yeah. And especially now, here's some of the differences. When you start paying for the upgrades, you can incorporate it into your accounting system, for example, and that saves a buttload of time. When you can start making quotes and convert them to sales orders and convert those then into invoices, holy crap, that saves you a ton of time.
Yeah. There's a lot of advanced ways to do that. But thanks so much, everyone. We're at the top of the hour. And if I go too long, Andrew will give me hell when I get offline. So appreciate everyone being here today. And first of all, I think someone, and Josh just said again about it, you thought it might be 2 weeks. And this is a scary thought because I saw something on Google that, and I'm gonna leave you with this parting thought, because we're all seeing the vaccination and vaccinations for COVID and everything. And did you know, this is a little fact, that when we eradicated smallpox, I mean, we as a collective, we as a people across the globe, it was first diagnosed in 1949, and it was eradicated officially by the World Health Organization. Get this, May 8th, 1980. So, hey, we might have we got a little bit to work with here. So, it may take a while, but I think that I don't know. I see positive effects of things starting to open up and people being safe at the same time. So have a great rest of your week, everyone. Come back again next week. We're going to have Mark Scrimenti talking about jobs to be done theory. It's going to be awesome. And then, of course, after today, knowing that we had only like seconds to talk about a CRM, we're going to arrange one of these weeks to talk about CRMs and have some good fun with that, because I think that is something that when people are willing to take the plunge and get into it a little bit can really help their businesses. So thanks everyone for joining. I'm going to drop off a LinkedIn here live. Join us here every week, Thursday. I apologize for not having the event set up right today. I had it for 8 instead of 7:30. But we're here at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time and roll until 9 a.m. Pacific time. And glad to have you here, everyone. We're going to go back to the tables in Remo, and everyone else on LinkedIn. See you later. Thanks, awesome, everybody. Guys. Thank you so much.